Hello everyone! Welcome back to another episode of artwork that didn't make the cut, or art failures, or attempts were made. I don't know what I'm calling this series yet, and I don't know if it needs to be an ongoing series, but anyway. Today I'm going to show you my first attempt at the Ogre artwork. The Ogre that I don't know if many people have seen. He isn't one of the breakout characters on my channel, but I do really love him. And my first attempt to design him went horribly wrong. And again, it might not look like it to everyone, but to me, I just wouldn't have been happy if I had just settled with this artwork. And I think that's the main idea behind these artworks I show you, is I know they're okay, but I don't want to settle for them because I know I can do better. So without further ado, first, everything's going fine. I have a nice structured face, figuring out where the pupils go, figuring out the width of the neck. You know, I decided to go with a bust. I was like, oh, okay, he's supposed to be an ogre, so let's try that like long Inuyasha type hair. And this is where I think my first mistake came in. I was really into the idea that he would have these fangs on the bottom of his jaw, sort of similar to Klaus from Kehar Sensen, not gonna lie, but I think that completely blinded me to kind of how similar it was and then how goofy it ended up looking. And at this stage, this is what I'm starting to notice, that it's not quite right. I'm not sure if it's just the illusion that the eyes are sunken in farther into the head than they should be, or if it's just the fangs throwing everything off, or if the chin is too tiny and pointed and like sloped outward. I don't know. I'm trying to fix it desperately here. I'm like, oh, okay, let's just focus on the background here. I'll do the rest later. I was like, oh, maybe if I add some highlights, change the hair color, change the brows. I was trying everything to avoid the fact that this face just was not working. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not the look I wanted. He looks too serious. He looks too goofy with the fangs, because I have trouble drawing fangs like that. So as you can see here, I'm just focused on, oh, I'll make a fluffy coat. I'll focus on doing a furry texture because I love furry textures and hair, and I know that's something I can do well. I'm like, I'm just gonna avoid the face situation, and part of me thinks this failed because of the hair. If I took away the fangs and redid the hair, I think this facial structure could actually work. But it wasn't giving me, it was giving me like sexy vibes, but it wasn't giving me exactly what I wanted. So here I am going back, redoing all of the line work almost from scratch, desperately trying to make this work. And I did this for quite a while, and if I remember right, I didn't end up using any of this redraw artwork, line work that I did. I'm pretty sure I just tinkered with a few things that barely made a difference. Like if you see his hair is slightly different now, and then I was like, oh, maybe if I change the hair color, but no, that just made him look more like Klaus von Reinhers, and so I couldn't get over that. And so somewhere around here, I'm very close to the end where I just gave up because I realized this was torturing me and it wasn't gonna work and I needed a fresh start. And that's kind of just what happens sometimes. Like there's nothing wrong with something, but if you're not grooving with it and it's not giving you the vibes you want, it's important to just know when to stop and when to drop it. I messed with the mouth so much. I was like, maybe the mouth is the problem. Oh, that's much better. That mouth actually works way better. But then, because I changed the mouth, he looked a little too soft. I changed it again, and this is where it ended up. This is the point where I gave up. You can see this in my speed paint sometimes, where I try crazy colors. I don't start with a predetermined palette. I don't start saying, oh, I'm going to use these 5 to 7 colors or whatever. I just go in, do the line work, and after that, all is fair game. I switch around colors all the time. I try different crazy color combinations for hair and clothes and skin and shading. I have some color theory that I vaguely remember and that I vaguely use, but most of it is just trying it because I can. And this is a situation where it did not work. I probably could have made this work on any other character. So that that is my first attempt at Kehar, the ogre man. Even taking away the fangs didn't work. I hope you enjoyed this failure? Question mark. Like a lot of these, I may potentially end up using this structure, this face, for a different character. Changing the hair, changing some things, but using the structure because it's a start. That is the important thing about any kind of artwork, writing, any creative endeavor really. If you have a start, this exists now. It was a start, and that is better than having nothing. So at least you have a start and you can say, I'll redo that at some point. And at least you got it down on paper, you got the notes written or something. Like, at least you got it out there into the world and you can improve upon it. And that is far better than not trying. I don't know where that random blurb came from, but I hope you enjoyed this. Bye!